Hey everyone, I have one deck Galaxy up with a solo playthrough. This time we're facing off against the Preservation Authority. I think I've got this all set up at this point. I have the starbase on class 1. It starts with 2 ships on the fleet, and I gave it 4 science from the top of the deck. I've shuffled this up. I've also put the Preservation Authority event cards on the bottom of this deck. And I guess I'll go through some of the special things that has to do with this specific adversary. So it says, adversary phase, preserve 1 resource. Choose either a location in the discovery zone or a card from the top of the deck. Whenever you escalate, preserve 1 resource. Draw from the top of the deck. And then preserving the resource, that basically just means we'll be like drawing from the deck or wherever it tells you to take the resource from, and you're gonna put it on the left side so that the resource is showing. And the resource is basically like this icon, like plants and fuel or something like that. So end of phase, it says for each type with at least X, which is the number on the adversary card. So right now the X would be 2. Preserved resources. Okay, so for each type with at least 2 preserved resources, immediately play the matching event from the deck, if present. Reshuffle the events after looking at them. This does not trigger an overwhelm. Alright, and then defeat each time a pending event is revealed. You are overwhelmed. So you lose this game basically if you get overwhelmed. But you can save yourself from being overwhelmed by decreasing the level of the Preservation Authority. So if I were able to remove this by completing this row, I can gain this token and use it to prevent the overwhelm whenever I have these tokens. So it's my best interest to try to get these sooner rather than later. I guess, okay, so instead of gaining influence each adversary phase, I probably should start on this side of the card. It says the authority preserves resources. Each preserved resource is tucked face up under the left edge of the adversary with the resource icon showing. Revealed events will be tucked under this card. They will add conditions based on the current number of preserved resources. So the conditions are going to be negative things for us. Results if the confrontation card is on the liberation side. Right now it's on the Grand Fleet side, but if you flip it over, this is the liberation side. So I'm going to keep it here for now. It says discard 1 matching resource from the adversary for each filled row. These rows do not impact adversary tokens. So it says discard 1 matching resource from the adversary for each filled row. I had to think if that's a good thing or not for us. But anyway, let's keep it on this side so we see what the notes are. And then I chose the plump limb. So this is what that card looks like. I have a milestone here. If I have 16 science, I'll be able to level up in my Federation level. And then my tech here is Floral Ingenuity. Move any number of influence from one location to another. So that's pretty neat. Alright, and then I have the Scientist Society. Let me take these off and just show you guys. The milestones are have 4 activated techs, have 5 activated techs, and spend 7 tech stars. Also to note, you can use a science as a star or 2. Is that a science or is it a star base icon? Might be star base. A star base as a tech or 2 as a star base. Let me just double check that part. Yeah, so these are your starbase icons. So that's what would go here. And it looks like this. Okay. So we're pretty much all set up at this point. We will do the adversary phase, and that requires me to discard. So we have that discarded, and then we have the exclamation point. So that will tell us that we should look at this card, and it says adversary preserve 1 resource, so we'll preserve 1. And then I could choose either a location in the discovery zone or a card from the top of the deck. Start of the game, obviously no discovery zone right now. So we'll just flip this, and it's going to gain this icon here. So that's going to be one resource for them. All right. And then end of phase, for each type with at least 2 preserved resources, immediately play the matching event from the deck. So I won't have to do that yet because I only have 1 resource, so it doesn't really matter. And now we'll go to the discover phase. Discover, we'll just flip over 4 to fill up the discover zone. So we have a, is that a G or a C? I think it's a G. So it's a Gurn, a Starburger, a Ristwen, and a Hexfinity. So these are all actually locations and not encounters, which is good. And then we'll move on to the action phase. I'll gather everything from my colonies. So it's 4 pinks, 3 yellows, 3 blues, and then 2 tech stars. Cool. And then I'll go ahead and roll. And I'm gonna use this time because it was a little bit messy with the dice flying everywhere. These dice are not very like hefty, so do that. Okay, hopefully all the dice came out. Where should I put this? Okay, so we could either place the dice here in the discovery zone, making note of all the restrictions and the colors and everything, and the unlocks if any exists. And then we could put it in the starbase, where we could gain more fleet, or put it in the research lab to gain more science, or we could put it on the confrontation card, which will allow us to remove one of these red tokens and get closer to winning the game. And then of course at any time, let me make sure the dice is visible. At any time you're able to combine 2 dice and then make it into a black die, choosing the value of the lower of the 2 that you're combining. So something to note there. And I have to remember I can use a starbase token as a tech star, or 2 tech stars as a starbase token. So that's pretty cool. So I think I like the idea of getting Wristman, because that is this icon, whatever this icon is. It matches plants, which is what I have. And it has a tech that says roll the pink, increase a die by up to how many plants you have. And so I would have 2 if I got this one. So if I get 6, that would be neat. So let's see if I can do it. So I can put that there. It says all dice here must be the same value. So that's fine, we'll do that. I'll spend 1 fleet to decrease the value of my yellow die to a 4, because it's a 5, and then I'll place it here and here. All dice here must be the same value. Huh. I wonder if that means literally all or just by row. I feel like it's by row because of this line, so that's how I'll play. Hopefully that's the case. If not, I've already played wrong. So we'll leave that there. And then we have Gurn. All dice here must have different values. Yeah, that's fine. I'll put a 3 and a 4 here. And then I have 4 dice left, which maybe we might just want to utilize on the fleet. So I could put the 1-1, which is equal to each other, so I could get 2 ships. And then I have 2 more of any, so I'll just do that. And oh, I really should have given this so that I could use it if I needed to, but I'm not going to use it this turn, it looks like. The tech star says I can move any number of influence from one location to another. Not something I want to do right now. I could spend a fleet to launch a probe. So that's mobile laboratories on my scientist card. I'm not sure I need to do that right now either. So I think that's all I've got. Let's go to the results, and then we'll figure this out. We gain 1 influence here on Gurn. We gain a total of 1, 2, 3 influence on Ristwin. So we're halfway to claiming this Ristwin. And then I'll go ahead and gain 3 fleet. So this will spin around to show 2. I'll gain 2 more. A total of 4 fleet, and then we have 4 science still. And just bear with me with like these cards are not going to be perfect, but hopefully it won't affect the gameplay. And then we resolve anything else, and there really is nothing else to resolve at this point. So results, it says exclamation point. If the confrontation card is on the liberation side, discard 1 matching resource from the adversary for each filled row. So we're not really going to do that because it's not on the liberation side. So I think now we go to the adversary phase. And if we had any encounters, we would add an influence to any of those encounters, but these are all locations, so we don't have to do that. We'll discard a card off the top, and we'll do the adversary where they preserve 1 resource. It's going to be a plant. All right. So now they have 2 resources. I could have preserved a resource from the location, but I think I'll keep it there. And then at the end of the adversary phase, for each type with at least 2 preserved resources, I could play the matching event from the deck. So nope, that doesn't apply right now because these are both different. And now we can go to the discover phase. Discover phase is all, these are all filled up. So now we just go to the action phase, and we'll just get our necessary dice here. Okay. All right. So definitely want to try to get something here. So we'll put those 2 6s. And then I'll spend 2 fleet to make this into a 6. And the 2 fleet basically made it decrease by 2 because you can spend 1 fleet to change the value of a die, up or down 1. So this will get a total of 3 influence. I'll be able to claim Ristwin as a colony. And let's see. I think I'll utilize these 3 here. And then I have these 2. And then this 3 left over, which is unfortunate. I don't think I'll be able to do much with it. So it's going to go to waste, I think. I think that's all I've got. Again, these tech stars I didn't do anything with, and I also didn't use the star base. So let's resolve. I'll gain 1 influence here. Turn this around to mark it as 2. Oops. And then I will gain 3 here. So this will be turned over for 1, and I'll get 2 more for a total of 6. I'll discard the influence to claim this, and I'll claim it as a tech. So now I have 2 plants. And then I'll do the star base, gain 3 plants. And then, unfortunately, I'm not really going to be able to do much with this. I could study, because, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do anything. So, yeah, these are just going back to supply. And now we get to do the confrontation card. If it's on the liberation side, discard 1 matching resource from the adversary for each filled row. So nothing there. And we head on to the adversary phase. We discard. They gain a resource. I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna have one of each. It's not gonna trigger anything. And we'll go discover. Okay, now we have an encounter. So if we don't get rid of, oh, another encounter. If we don't get rid of these encounters, they gain 1 influence during the adversary phase. All right. So action phase. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to finish getting this one because this is another plant, and I'm gonna spend 2 fleet, using 1 each to change the value of a die. And so both of these blues will now be 3s. And it says all dice here must have different values. Ooh, different. Okay, so instead, I'll keep that 3 and put the 6 here. And then I'll put a 6, 1, 3 here. I don't know, does all? I have to look at that. All dice here must have different, is it really different by row? Each row must have different, they would have said each row then. So maybe I can't put this here. So we'll just stick to that. I only need 1 influence there anyway. I'll put this 6 here, and then I'll spend 2 science using the star base. Unfortunately, I lose two science there. And man, I really need to do something about these, but I don't think I have enough to do it. So let's see, maybe I can gain some fleet. Put the 3 here. You know what? I think I'm gonna want to put it all here and get rid of the encounters. I'll put 7 dice in my research lab to study. I can launch a probe if I use this. So let's do that. I'll spend the tech star to launch a probe, and I'll come from the top of the deck and we'll gain 4 science. And I will I could use this and roll a pink die and increase it by 1, 2. So it's a 3. I'm not sure there's much I can do with this 3, but I'll put it here. Okay. So now we'll get to resolve, and this will gain 1 influence, which now gives me 3, enough to claim the Gurn. Discard these. Now claim the Gurn, use it as tech, I think. No, you know what? I won't use it as tech. I'm going to use it here. I still have the plants. There are 3 plants, no matter what. This way I have more dice. And then I'll gain 2 influence here. Alright. So now we'll work on the study. I'll spend 4 because it's per science to study this to gain 4. And then I'll spend 3 to study the Terra Infirma to gain this. And this die will just go to waste, unfortunately. And then I will actually upgrade, spending 8 science to upgrade my star base to class 2. I'll need 10 science to upgrade this, but now I have 2 star base tokens I can use. So I'm left with a total of 3 ships in my fleet and 3 science. And the ability to use an additional Starbase token later. Okay. So now the results, there's nothing to do here because nothing on the liberation side. Now we go to the adversary phase. We discard. And then they do something, which is gain a resource. So let's do that. Lucky. They're all different resources so far. So nothing triggers there either. And then discover. Let's see. We have to draw 3 Hexfinity, the unseen encounter, and then Gurn. Okay. We have this one encounter we have to deal with. And then we'll gather some things here. I get 3 tech stars this time. Cool. And an extra blue die. Okay. Alright, this is a 3. So I have 3 tech to use, so if I get one more I could start doing the milestone. That'd be helpful. Let's see. So none of these have the plant resource, which is unfortunate. But let's see what we can do here. Let's put the Starbase tokens out. Let's see. So which one would I want? I think I might want this one in my possession. So maybe we can do that. But I need some 6s. So I have this pink 6. And then I'll spend 1 fleet to change my blue 5 to a 6. I'll spend a Starbase to spend 2 fleet. For that. And then I'll spend another a 3 science using the other Starbase icon. Cool. And then what can we do here? So we can't do anything with these. No, I'll do this to launch a probe. That's 4 science. Not that I can do anything with it. I'll use this tech, Biofactory, to roll a pink. Increase the die by up to a 1, 2, 3 because I have 3 plants. So let's see what I get. A 3, so that's going to be a 5. It's going to be a 6 actually because it increases by 3. So it's good. So I'm going to choose to do this. Gain 1 influence, and then I'll five and 2. I don't think there's anything there I can do. If I had more fleet, is there any way to get more fleet right now? I don't think so. Yeah, but actually I do have to remember that I could spend a tech star as a 2 tech stars as a Starbase token. So we gotta do that. Alright, I think the rest will have to be used on the Starbase, so then it'll go to waste. Put all these 2s here. I'll put these 2 3s here. And then I'm just gonna put 1 here, and then these 4s here. Alright, let's resolve. I'm gonna resolve these and get a total of 4 influence. And then I'm gonna get 1 influence. Over here I'll get 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. So that'll be 6 fleet. And then 2 of these I'll use to get rid of this encounter and use it as science. So I studied it with 2 because it has 2 science on it. This way I don't have to deal with the escalation at all if needed. And then that'll be it. Let's go to the adversary and it will discard. And it would gain a resource, and I think I'm gonna have to gain yeah, so that means I think at this point there's 1 of each resource if there's only 4, assuming there's only 4. That means the adversary will have an end of phase where it's gonna do something bad. Let's just take it from the top of the deck. Alright, it's a plant. So let's see what it says. For each type with at least 2 preserved resources, immediately play the matching event from the deck. If present, play the matching event from the deck. Okay, if present. What? Reshuffle the events after looking at them. Oh, okay. So the events, let's look for the plant. Okay, so we'll shuffle these up. These on the bottom. Alright, so this is revealed, and it says preserve 1 resource, either a location in the Discovery Zone or the top card of the Galaxy deck. Skip the step if this event was played immediately because of its matching resource. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna just skip this step because of the matching resource. And then tuck this card under the adversary reference. Okay. Condition. Now there's a condition that comes into play. The number in each wide box is increased by 1 by each preserved plant. So right now it's gonna be +2. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so now we continue to discover. We have the vote and then action. Lots of low numbers here. Let's see. Let's definitely try to get this. This would be cool. Because I could spend fleet to gain 3 6s in different colors. So all I need is, well, let's use this. Move any number of influence from one location to another. And I'm gonna move 2 from Xfinity over to this one. And then I'm going to use this to roll a pink. Increase the die up to 3. So the pink is gonna be 4. And what else? I'm gonna have to just start placing stuff. I'll spend 3 science on that, and then spend 2 fleet for that. So now I'll definitely get 2 more. So I'll have 8 out of the 9 that I need. And I can move this one over on the next turn if I wanted to. I could put a 4 here, put a 3 here. I'll combine these two into a black 4. And put this here and put this here. Except these boxes are +1, so I need one more for 9. And actually I need another one because it's actually +2 because it has 2 plants. It says the number in each white box is increased by 1 by each preserved plant, so there's 2. So I'll have to combine, you know what, instead of using this, I'll combine these two for a black, wait, what was that? Yeah, I'll combine these two for a black 2. I'll just put it here. That should be enough. So I've got these remaining. I'll put them here. I'll put this here. All right, so now we'll resolve. We'll gain 2. Now we have 8. Resolve here, we gain 2. Okay, so now we have this adversary event. I think we finish what we do and then reveal an event. Let me see what the rules say about that. Alright, so this is just set aside and this is going to be a pending event, so we'll wait for that. And then I'll shuffle the discard and put it on top. Okay, and then we'll resolve this, gain 1 fleet. And then I'm going to spend these 4 to get this as science, as a study. So now I have 6 science, although that was kind of covered up a little bit. All right. Now we move to the adversary phase. So we do this event. Preserve 1 resource, either a location in the discovery zone or top card of the galaxy deck. We'll do it from the top. It's going to be a water. Then tuck this card under the adversary. So the new condition says fuel rationing. At the end of the results phase, spend 1 fleet per preserved fuel for each fleet missing. Discard 1 card. Okay. So something to keep in mind. We discard a card for the adversary phase. We have to give it a resource. I'll give it this. Oh my god, it's another water. Alright. And now we go to the adversary end of phase. For each type with at least 2 preserved resources, immediately play. Matching event. Okay, so water for sure is definitely gonna do it now. This one. So let me shuffle up the event card that's remaining. And then this says, just tuck this card. So we have this new condition, research crisis. For every 2 preserved water, the cost to study or launch or probe is increased by 1. So right now it's just increased by 1 because we have 3. All right, so now we discover. It's an encounter Terra Infirma, and then we'll see what we get. I'm not really making much progress, unfortunately. I need to focus on this to remove that. So okay, so high numbers, which is good. Let's just use this right away. So I'll roll a pink and increase it by 3 since I have 3 plants. It's a 5, so that'll just be a 6. And then I could spend, move any number of influence from a location to another, and I'll move this one to Hexfinity. Cool, so that'll definitely be resolved. I don't have to worry about that one. Let's take care of this one though. I'm gonna put a 6 here, and this one has to be 14. It's gonna be 12, and I'm gonna use these two and give a 2 black 2, and there's gonna be 14, and then I need 4 science, so I'll use 4 science. So that'll be completed, and I'll be able to claim that. I'll put these here. Gain influence. And I will use I'll use the mobile laboratories tech and probe to gain 3 science. So I have a total of 5 science. I'll use this. And these dice. Do that, I guess. I have 2 dice remaining. I'll just put in the research lab, unfortunately. Is that what I should do? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't think so. No, I have to. Because I was trying to see if I could get rid of the first thing here. But it doesn't look like that will be the case. I don't have a yellow. Oh boy. Alright, so that's what I'll do. I probably should have used some of the yellow here for that and prioritize this, but I'll learn for next time. Let's resolve. I'll gain an influence here. This one's all completed, so discard these, and then I'll gain this. And then this will be completed, and I'll be able to gain it as well. And we'll get 3 fleet. That'll be one of them, and then 2 more. So I have 8 fleet, which I'll need. I have 2 here, which I'm not going to do anything with. Should I? No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll go to yep, we'll go to the results phase. Anything happen here in results? Nope, because I didn't do anything there. Okay, so now we just go to the adversary. We discard. And then they gain a resource. I'm just going to give it to them here. Okay. Now we do the check. If for each type with at least 2 preserved resources, immediately play the matching event if present. So yeah, it's going to be this one, and we have 1 left in there. So this says condition material shortage. You cannot activate a tech unless each preserved, whatever that is, each preserved material is covered by a tech star, star-based token, or a die value 3+. So I have 2 of them, and I have to cover them up to even use a tech. All right, that's tough. Okay, so now we get to discover and Veil 2. So we're going to encounter uplifters and Solwart. Gain 1, 2, 3. I'll put 1 more star-based token there. And just re-roll this one. A 1. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna have to put a tech star on one of these, and I'll put pink 3 on this other one, and then we should be good. Now we could use our tech here. So I'm gonna do roll a blue and then increase it by how many plants I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can increase it by 4. Oh my gosh, let me just use the roller because it keeps rolling off the table. So I can make it into a 6. Now use my final one to roll a pink, and I'll be able to increase it by 4. And it's a natural 6. So let's focus on here. Definitely need more science though. So how can we get more science? Oh no, we can't. We only have 5 science. And we need 6. Okay, not looking great. So that's fine. I think we can spend 1 per preserved. Oh, I was supposed to spend some fuel. Some fleet. So I have 1 fuel. So I have to spend 1 fleet. Let me stop. Okay, cool. All right, let's see what we can do. 10. I need 22. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. To get rid of this escalation, I might just have to use the research lab. Guess we'll put the 6 here, the 4 here, and then we'll put the 8. We'll put a 5 and a 6 here. And then we have a 5 and a 1. 4, 4, 3. 4 is here. That'll be a total of 8, but it needs to be 1 more actually. So I guess I'll have to put this here. Then we have some blues. You know, I'll just put both these here so I could get rid of this encounter. So we'll resolve. We'll gain 1 here. It met his requirement of 3 influence, so discard. And gain this. I'll gain it here. And then I'll gain 2 influence here, which is going to be discarded now because I met the 3 here, and I'll gain this as well. Put this under. Oh my gosh, the defeat, guys. It says each time a pending event is revealed, you are overwhelmed. I've been playing and I've lost already. This happened the first time I played, which is ridiculous. But yeah, it says each time a pending event is revealed, you are overwhelmed. And that already happened. And I didn't end up having one of these tokens to prevent it. So, gosh, at this point I've lost already. I don't know how long I've been playing since I lost. But gosh, not sure if you guys caught that. I have been defeated already, and I guess my ghost has continued the game. Anyway. Wow. Well, anyway, I hope you got the gist of how to play the Preservation Authority adversary. This one was a lot, I enjoyed it a lot more, actually, than the Hungry Nebula. It was just a little easier to grasp, although, as you can see, I made no progress in defeating it at all. But hey, you know, the strategy will come after I learn the game, right? So yeah, anyway, I also didn't even increase my Federation level in this game. But at least this time I upgraded my starbase. In my first playthrough, I did not. But anyway, we did go through the rules correctly for the most part. If I did miss anything, definitely let me know. Happy to make a note in the description for other people. But yeah, this was my playthrough of One Deck Galaxy. And I plan to do another one, probably just one more. And then just some other playthroughs where it's not so like geared towards learning the rules or anything, just a simple session playthrough. So all right, well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.